Hello, riders and horse enthusiasts, and welcome to my lesson of November 4th with Sunset in Dallas. On this day, I was a little bit late for my lesson, so I started to quickly bridle my horse and, let's say, tack myself up to get ready to go outside. And here, Dallas was giving me a hug before we left. Can't forget to take the forelock out. So we headed outside, and I believe that I had a couple of problems with my girth, so I went back in and replaced it, and then I brought him out to the ring to mount. This lesson I shared with another rider that was on the other side of the ring doing a separate thing from me. And I had a different trainer that day because my trainer had been out of town for another show. Here we began to trot before doing the flat work and starting jumping. Down to the sitting trot. On this short rail, we were practicing leg yields, bringing the haunches out to the outside and the shoulders into the inside to sort of practice showing them where their body is in space. Dallas sort of struggled with this concept to the left, so my trainer for that day just told us to take a walk break, and she gave us some instruction.
A little tiny tap. It's like, oh, she wants my rear end to go out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Now he understands that, right?
Yes.
So that's how we have this massage with,
Mm-hmm.
so they can get that.
Yes.
Because they may feel you and they'd be like, oh, you want to pick up my knee? What do you want? Like, no, I want you to move your haunches out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what we need. We want to do haunches again.
Yes.
Different deal. And on the outside, then you tap. Just like shoulder to shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get it. Cantering is just moving out. So we'll start left knee. Go ahead on out.
As you heard there, he understood the concept of the leg yield tracking right with the dressage whip. I kept the head of my crop at my right knee, and I let the tip of it just sort of touch his back right hip so he would understand that I'm telling him, hey, I want you to stick your haunches out to the outside a little bit and keep your shoulders square in front, please. Once I felt like he understood what I was trying to tell him, we tracked to the left and tried again, but I cut that out for time's sake. On this lesson day, I think Dallas came into the ring with a little more energy than usual, since he had just recently started his alfalfa, but I think he was still struggling a little bit with his 3-beat canter, and as you can see, he's sticking his head up and totally hollowing out his back. This is a common difficulty that I have with him, but that's just why I keep my dressage whip on hand. Here I think I gave him a little tap with the crop, and he sort of stuck his ears back and put his head up in refusal, but then he put his head down. If you took note to the simple lead changes that we were doing crossing the diagonal, you'll sort of understand where this next flat lesson is going.
Off your left, please. You're going to come around. You're going to make a circle. Come in this way.
Okay.
Get to here. After you go half through here, I want you to do no speed. No force. Around and then do the same speed change. We'll do it twice. The same. Look how much here is. And then more that same straightness when you come around, but I don't want you to stop it. I want you to keep going through. Go through the barn door and keep it.
I did not take note to her saying complete straightness in the middle, so I sort of just assumed a figure 8, but that was not correct, and it was more of like 2 boxes with a lead change in the middle. On this first one, I sort of struggled a little bit, and I turned way too early, causing my lead change to just sort of stop in the middle and be all slow and sloppy. The second one was a lot better though. With each attempt, he improved greatly, and his simple lead change broke down a lot quicker, which is something that even now I think about all the time. During shows, it's incredibly important that if you have a simple lead change, that you do it extremely quickly, like in 1 step. I didn't really pay too much attention to this, and I would take 3 trot steps in the middle, and that really honestly can count off on you, depending on who your judge is and what you're showing in. Now on to the segment that, in my opinion, is the fun part to watch, which are warm-ups. And like I said, he went into this lesson with a lot of energy, and he just felt kind of stronger, as well as more willing to do stuff. And here's a side view clip. Very nice. I was very happy with our warm-up jumps and how we started out the lesson. And one more before we take a break and walk to go to the other direction. Here you can sort of see my head bobbing a lot. I sort of lost balance there, and I'm sure watching from this side it was not very attractive. Here is a clip of our second round going to the warm-up jump. Over there you can see my dad being a cameraman under the awning. Then after warming up, we come down to the walk, and he deserves lots of pats and praise before we learn our course.
And then we're going to finish with the hen house line. Can I reset my saddle? The saddle's happening.
And hoo-wee! Yeah, that definitely needed to be reset. That's pretty bad. Clearly, I did not tighten my girth enough. There's my dally boy. I'm not quite sure if he loved the theme that I went for that day. It was extremely cold, and where I live, it was not nearly as cold as it was at the barn. So I had to go with my backup coat, which was the same color as the saddle pad, which also happened to be one of the colors that they had in polo wraps at the barn. So we went with an aqua look that day. Personally, I prefer white or green on Dallas, but whatever matches, I guess. So we went right into our course, and from standing for like those, 2 minutes, Dallas was already like all tightened up, and he did not want to loosen back up, so we had to circle a couple times before going to the jump. Chip. Yep. Great first jump. Here we were struggling with Dallas's confidence a little bit. Also, I'd probably say mine too, because we were doing like at least one step up, probably 3 inches more than what we usually jump. And I was looking at these jumps like, oh my gosh, is he gonna be able to do this? When I really should have trusted in my horse's ability and encouraged him to believe that he can do it. Because there he refused that jump as well. This was the last jump that he refused though, because I just sort of had to reevaluate me and my horse's ability, and I had to trust in him and just like ride with confidence and know that like we can do this. There we chipped in a little bit, and he looked at that last jump, but we made it through. Now this jump, every single time he rode perfectly, and it was wonderful, but that out jump on that 4 stride line was not very pretty. Reiterating on my confidence levels, just going into this lesson, I was really questioning everything, but my trainer, she just sort of reassured me, hey, you have the ability to do this, it's okay, just relax and imagine yourself going over the jump. This was great advice, and now even when I'm in shows and I see like their insane wood jumps, I just look at them and I'm like, okay, I am going to go over that and I'm going to be okay. This also comes with reasoning though of what your horse is able to do. And as long as I encourage my horse and I give him the support that he needs, he can do this level of jumping. There it was, you heard it front and center, the golden advice of horse riding. That first jump, once again, was sort of a chip. It wasn't as dramatic as the first round that I did, but still sort of was. This is an amazing demonstration of how far your confidence takes you. Your horse can feel what you feel, and if you're anxious, your horse can feel that, and they're like, oh, what should I be anxious about? What am I worried about? So once I shut off all that worry and I imagined our success, we had a beautiful course. At the end though, we were still looking at the out of the henhouse line, and we took that pole with a chip. To end my lesson, we tried the outside line again in an attempt to fix the out of the henhouse. So I rode tall and I looked at the jump and I made sure my horse was looking at it too. And we skid and took the pole down again, but I was still incredibly proud of him, and I was very happy with his trust that he had in me and his enthusiasm to try new things. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. And we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.